You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.
Well, what do you know? It's the Not the Weekend podcast with Frank Skinner through the auspices of Absolute Radio, and I'm with Emily and Gareth in the basement.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah.
It is very basement-like.
Well, it's a basement. That's why. That's because we're below the ground, often giving a basemental effect. I always find it's. Yeah, I wonder if people. I don't know if they even care where we are, but it's quite much smaller than you'd imagine.
It's a bunker.
We're very. I mean, we are very adjacent. It's almost. It's if you can imagine the three of us in a phone box with like a microphone coming down from the ceiling.
No.
I can smell Gareth's aftershave.
It's like sharing a toilet seat. The three of us.
It's not that bad. It's more.
Well, no, I can't agree with that analogy. It's not like sharing a toilet seat.
A small Chinese restaurant
My
table.
trousers back on there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you what I've been doing this week. Yeah, we'll go straight into it. I've been tidying.
Oh.
And I'll tell you something. I quite like it. Have you ever had the sort of tidying fever? I've heard women speak about this, but never. It's men, obviously, that they don't like to own up. But I found that even on my night in that I had last week, I thought, well, I'll do a bit of tidying now. I'll do 10 minutes. And what I've started doing is throwing out books. I thought, what should I throw out? I thought I'll start out with obvious stuff that I'll never want again.
It's gone very Nazi Germany, Frank.
Yes. Well, funnily enough, I started with combat trousers. Because I thought, I'll never wear these combat trousers again. And I don't really want to... You know when you see an older man in combat trousers? And often older men, they don't realise that those big pockets on the side of combat trousers are not to be filled. You see them with like a load of stuff in their combat trouser pockets. I don't want to be that person. So they've all gone. My leads I've thrown out.
What leads?
You know, I used to have 12 dogs. No, I've got...
Were you like doing an investigation?
Yeah, exactly. And
Trying to solve a murder.
The whole thing collapsed, so I kept the leads for a while, but then I chucked them out. No, is it just me, or do you not have loads of sort of electrical leads?
Yes.
Yes, I did throw away some leads.
Yes, I think
The
it's
other
quite a
day.
big thing when you
A
throw them away.
charger for something I don't own anymore.
I threw away a charger, and there was the knight was absolutely outraged when he came back. He had to get a cab. Yeah, I had no idea what any of them belonged to.
I hate a blue one. I don't like it. I found a blue one the other day.
Blue lead, like
a blue lead. What does that do? What's that for?
Blue lead?
It was
Like,
awful.
some
That went straight in the bin.
telecommunications.
Yeah. I think that every lead should have a picture on it of the thing that it's powering.
Yeah.
So if it's a lead from...
Great idea.
Yeah, from a laptop, it should have a little laptop symbol and then you'd know where you were working.
Yeah.
I mean, I find myself trying the electric kettle thing into my Palm Pilot. Oh, I found the Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot, I was going to say.
That went straight out, the Palm Pilot.
Along with the Etch-a-Sketch.
And then I did the ultimate throwing out thing, which is I started throwing out books.
Oh,
Which is,
fine.
yeah, exactly. People go, ooh. My girlfriend says, I think there's something wrong about throwing out books. I wasn't burning them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Nazi Germany. It was, they go to the charity shop and then other people will read them.
So what was your criteria for throwing away a
Well,
book?
basically, coffee table books out.
Oh, yeah.
I see no purpose behind the coffee
What sort of
table book.
architecture, interior design books?
Big photos books with no writing.
World of Dogs.
World of Dogs.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that. And there's just some that, like, they're by famous photographers, and they're just photos of people looking. Who wants that? And on the coffee table, they only work for me as a coffee table book. Sometimes I use them as a coffee table. I'll have them on my lap with the plate on, use them as a tray. But I think they're terrible things. Anyone listening knows me, never buy me another coffee table book, and I'll throw it in your face corner first. So I found it exhilarating the more stuff I want to empty the whole house and just zen it up.
It's a great feeling.
Oh.
See, I'm a terrible old hoarder, and I know recently.
God, I'm on the edge of my seat then. Be careful where you cut that for the trailer.
And but I had a clear out, Frank, recently. I felt very cleansed, and Gareth
What
can't
went?
move on from terrible old hoarder.
But what went?
Well, I found some extraordinary things. I mean, I like to think I'm quite clean. But Gareth, stop it. But I found a business card, and it was from a man, and it had the 0171 prefix on it.
Wow,
And that was
that-
phased out 12 years ago.
That's good. It's amazing what you find when you start
Oh,
tidying
yeah.
up. I mean, in the spare bedroom, turns out we got a fitted carpet. No idea.
Wow.
Yeah, anything else you find?
Well, lots of things
Do
again.
you throw clothes out?
Well, I've had to start. Because it was getting ridiculous. And you know that thing when they build up and they build up and they build up, and it's my own little sort of ecosystem in there, in that dressing room area.
What's your view on camouflage pattern? Are they still wearable or have they gone?
What do you think?
Well, I don't mean, obviously, if you're in the army.
Yeah, if you're in the
It's
army, anything goes.
But you can't...
You're out there for the cause, and I support you. And
I
all
was
your
out there
fashion
for the cause.
mistakes.
Yeah, and only the brother turned up. Imagine my disappointment. Yeah.
No, are they acceptable, you mean?
They are. Could one wear one of that? You know when people wear combat jacket, combat...
It's difficult, Frank.
camouflage.
It's a difficult path to tread, and not one I'd really advise you going down.
Okay. Sometimes you get the pink camouflage, you know that one?
Yeah, you do, but let's leave that.
Okay.
Let's leave that to the 15-year-old.
Well, I thought I could give those to the Army and Navy stores. There could be sort of a, reverse.
Sorry, you haven't got pink camouflage.
Not anymore.
The don't ask, don't tell policy doesn't really work with pink camouflage once you've got to that point.
You're
You
right.
know,
Also, Frank, I worry about combat trousers. It's a bit Mad Gunman as well.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a bit gunman.
Yeah, they do. Those people that go postal tend to wear that. They've been seen running around local beauty
Yeah.
spots in military gear and shades,
Tucked into a Timberland.
mirrored shades. Yeah,
Justin. Oh, no, that's
Timberlake.
Timberlake, that's right.
I've never been tucked into a Timberlake. Can I make that absolutely clear? I've never seen it with him at all. You know, there are some male sex symbols you can see. I consider beauty in Johnny Depp something weaselly
No,
about Timberlake.
social network, he was really unappealing.
Johnny Depp?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin
in Social
Timberlake, oh.
Network.
Yeah, but he was
Do you think
supposed to
that?
be.
Yeah, no, that was.
But I mean,
that's good
just
acting.
as a
You think
physical
generally-
specimen.
Oh, was he meant to be unappealing? Oh, he's the type of guy I go for.
But I can imagine, like with Johnny Depp, I could lick his tongue
Oh, God.
and not feel that I'd done anything wrong, anything intrinsically wrong, except of course he's a married man. But whereas a mere handshake with Justin Timberlake, give me he would give me
Heebie-jeebies.
the shudders, yeah.
Well, it's funny, Frank, talking about cleaning and filthy habits. I was reading this week, there's a cleaning lady in Germany, and she's just written a book called Under German Beds, A Cleaning Lady Reveals All.
Under German bed.
Yeah.
Well, if I'd seen that on the shelves, I would have kept that one.
You wouldn't have chucked the books out.
No, under German bed.
She said she saw things. It's a kind of tell-all book. They call them kiss and tell. It's kind of clean and tell.
Okay.
And she says she's found, under people's beds, the mummified remains of a hamster, half a roast chicken.
When she says mummified,
Those were
Is
her
that
words.
when they get the innards out through the nose.
yeah,
and put
it
them
had
in
actually
separate
been
jars.
embalmed. And doesn't
bury-
it just mean dead?
You bury it
I
in
think
its
she
boat.
might have been dead. Half a roast chicken and 2 freshly pulled teeth.
Okay.
You know, Iris Murdoch and John Bailey, that they were the
I
writers.
know
the
Iris
writers.
Murdoch. I don't know who John
He
Bailey
was,
is.
her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Who's a
And they were famously just, their house was disgusting, like incredibly
Is that right?
messy. Yeah.
Oh, who rattled your cage, Mr. Judgment?
No, they wrote. He wrote a book about it and tell you all about. And they had this thing called. They would say if they lost something, they would say it's gone to Pieland, because once they made a pie.
Mum's gone to Thailand.
Once they made a pie and put it down somewhere, and never found it.
Did they have Staffordshire Bull Terrier? A friend of mine, I was at a friend's house and he was preparing a children's party. And he suddenly said, where's the dog? I said, I don't know. He said, where's the dog? I said, I don't know where he's gone. He raced into the front room. The dog was just finishing a Black Forest Gatto. He was on the table. A Black Forest Gatto, almost as big as the dog. Incredible. Oh, well, I didn't know the Iris Murdoch's famous filthy house. I love gone to Pieland.
Yeah.
I shall use that at home, I think.
So me and Laura, when it's because we're not good tidiers. Sometimes Ethan walking around, the South American children on the rubbish tip.
I don't know them. I know them to nod to.
But
I do know. It's exactly when I drove into Manila for the first time. I know what you're talking about.
Sometimes Ethan.
It's a child wandering through the traffic in nappies. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look at that footage and we think they knew the cameras were coming and they've tidied up. But no, we're not good tidiers.
Oh, really?
No,
it surprised me.
You think by the time we have kids, we'll have got that sorted out? No, we're not.
I'll tell you what surprises me about that is that because your wife is a school teacher, I imagine a place for everything and everything in its place. I imagine her, those files with the different coloured tops on the...
I've got that for my makeup, yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah. About 12 boxes worth.
But they're not in a file, though.
No, they're not. They're in those big. They're like box file things.
They're colour coded.
Yeah,
your makeup is colour coded.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Well, no, but at school she has to be like that because she has to be organised. But she also, for tidying at school, she has an army of little girls to help her, the students. Not
sweatshop.
Yeah.
She orders them around. But and at home, because she has to do that, she will just put things on the floor.
Oh,
I am the tidy one.
Well, that's saying something.
And I don't tidy up, but I'm fine normally. But then when I get a bit low energy, I think, oh, it's so messy.
When I used to live in a bedsit in Birmingham, there was
that's a depressing start to a sentence.
Yeah, there was only 3 legs on my bed.
Oh, Frank!
And what I did is I bought
a triangle.
I had a look. Yes, I slept in a triangular bed. It was awkward at times.
Not good for top and tailing.
No, not really. No, I slept in the sort of a very angular fetal position. I found you could nestle into all 3 corners on a good night. No, what I did is I worked out. I was in the supermarket and I worked out that the legs on the bed were about the same height as a large tin of beans. So I bought a large tin of beans and I put that onto the other corner of the bed, and it was there for about 4 years.
Wow.
As the other bed leg. And I thought, if ever there's heavy snow, I'll be glad of that bed leg. But I don't think I ever ate it. I think I threw out the babe with the bathwater.
You know what happened? It went to Pieland.
I think it might have done.
Pieland.
My friend worked in a hotel. And they were told, get this, it was quite a nice hotel, I won't name names, that when they went into the room to give the room a clean after someone had moved out, is that you use the towels, the dirty towels, to give a wipe round the inside of the electric kettle. Now that can't be right, can it?
Oh dear, that lime scale.
No, it's not the lime scale I'm worried about. But yeah, so people have a shower, dry themselves off, in every niche and cranny.
And it's going into the kettle.
And that's going into the kettle. I mean, the kettle to me is a mysterious world. I have got a see-through kettle, which I just don't use because there are things in a kettle you don't want to...
One of those filter ones.
Your kettle's always broken when I've been to your house. You have to start... It's like Angela's ashes. You have to boil the water on the stove. That's what happened last time.
Yeah, that's because I don't want you to see the see-through kettle. Because, you can pretend lime scale isn't there, but on a see-through kettle, it's staring you in the face. Yeah. And the inside of a kettle is a disgusting place, let me tell you that.
Oh,
I say, let me tell you that.
We had an email in this week, didn't we?
About pedestrian racing. Dear Frank, Posh and Specs, I'm living in Vietnam. And pedestrian racing in a place like downtown...
Good morning, Vietnam! Ever since I put these headphones on, I wanted to shout that, and now it's finally had a legitimate reason. How marvellous.
Pedestrian racing in a place like downtown Ho Chi Minh City is teeming with obstacles and blocks. Everything from pavement restaurants, people trying to sell you things, to motorbikes taking shortcuts along the pavement, to suddenly there being no pavement at all. There's a lot more to it than just pure speed. I'd like to know whether you consider pedestrian racing in a venue like this is a higher form than somewhere with less obstacles and blocks available?
Good question.
Or is racing at a venue with fewer obstacles and blocks actually the purer form of the sport?
That's from Mike in Vietnam.
Yeah, at least there's no napalm anymore. Look on the bright side, Mike. I think it's a different. I mean, I think it is still pedestrian racing, but it's sort of like cross country, isn't it? I mean, you're never going to hit the speeds, but I like the idea of having to go around street traders and maybe a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig. I imagine lying in the heat of the gutter. Have you seen those things?
What, Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs?
Yeah.
George Clooney's got one, that's all I need to know.
George Clooney's got one as a pet?
Yeah.
That disgusts me. But, yeah, they're lovely fat. They are pot-bellied in a lovely, we've got a pot-belly and we don't care kind of David Baddiel kind of a way.
Well, we've got a pot belly and it's our role in life to have a pot belly.
Yeah, we are licensed to have we're obligated to have a pot-belly. That's the look on a pot-bellied pig's face. Hey, don't have a go at me about the pot-belly. I mean, you know, I didn't come up with the name. No, they're happy with the pot-belly. And no, it's interesting that I love the fact that pedestrian racing is an international.
Oh, everyone's at it.
Well, not everyone, but you down in your heels.
So, Posh and Bex are having another baby.
Oh God, have you just heard? You got a text.
No, I thought what I liked about she said in the paper a while ago that they're having another baby, and she said that chances of having a girl, she thought at this stage, chances of having a girl were slim. I thought, wow, even her chances are slim.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
and
in her language.
The girl will certainly be slim.
Yes.
Well, that's true.
No, they're all quite slim. What if they had a fatty?
BFM?
That'd be great.
You wouldn't want to be BFM in that family.
They'd soon they'd come up with something, wouldn't they? The lipo or something of that nature. But it's good news, obviously.
Yeah, lovely news. And is it Romeo Beckham? Was just he was just voted 26th best dressed man in the GQ.
Man?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's very stylish, though.
Is he?
He's got a strong kind of signature look.
What is his signature look?
He often wears a waistcoat, which I like.
What, just a waistcoat? Like Top Cat? Yeah. Does he? He wears a waistcoat. Yeah. Oh, that is... Oh, I hate that. That's child at wedding, isn't it? You know, the brocade waistcoat on the child thinking, oh, we've dressed him up for that. And they just look like when when the Victorians used to put dogs in suits. Looks like that.
I did see some celebrity's child in Hello magazine once with a baby grow tuxedo, which was quite gross as well. But so he wears sort of.
I watched that Essex. What's it called?
Oh, The Only Way is Essex.
Only Way is Essex, and they've got a baby girl, and on her baby grow it said "future footballer's wife."
Did it say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it when people just become parodies of themselves.
Yeah, so he wears a waistcoat, a black skinny jean. He sometimes rocks a scarf as well, and he's got great hair.
Oh God, I don't think kids should be. I wore short trousers till I was 11.
Right.
And, well, actually, come to think of it, mainly as a kid, I wore a cowboy outfit for, I'd say, the first 6 or 7 years of my life. I mean, you know, I
didn't know you were quite that old.
Yeah.
I come back to the
yeah.
old
Yeah,
West Midlands.
I was in Arizona in the 1860s. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We used to see Wild Bill on his way to work in the morning.
Did you
Regular
genuinely...
as clockwork.
Did you genuinely think, would you just put that on as your clothes every day?
Yeah, that was my clothes.
Didn't an adult stop you?
No, I think it was just accepted then, you know. I didn't have that many clothes. It would stop me wearing out the other things. So I had a cowboy outfit until I was, 9. And then, as I've mentioned on the show before, my mum made me a Batman outfit. So
don't. I can't bear the poignancy of that. Is that the wellies one?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we had wellies.
So I essentially...
Jeans.
Yeah, swimming trunks over jeans.
Oh, I can't bear it.
And a grey jumper. But I essentially wore fancy dress until I was 11. So, Romeo Beckham with his skinny jeans, and it's got skinny jeans, I suppose, in every sense of yes. I can't understand that. And when I wore dress for school, I never went to a school uniform school until I was 11. And the one thing that sticks in my memory about every picture of me from my childhood, of which there are about 7, because we didn't have a camera, I'm wearing a snake belt.
Oh,
remember
the
the
double
snake belt?
S's, the S's.
Yeah, like
Yes.
a little S shape.
They were still around in my day.
Yes.
For some of the other children. Yeah.
Everybody wore those snake belt things. It was
We say everybody.
well, everybody in working class West Midlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, every picture I've got, and some of the cowboy outfit ones, I've incorporated a snake belt.
Did you wear them with a jean, though, Frank? Did you wear a jean?
Well, you know, I wore, as you know, a Tesco Levi, which was barely qualified as denim. It was blue, and that was about it. But short trousers mainly as a kid.
Oh. I was more sort of, well, I was a bit spoilt Victorian child was my signature look.
Yeah, Violet Elizabeth kind of.
Yeah, a bit. There were some breeches.
Wow.
There was a lot of smocking. There was even a tam o' shanter.
Smocking?
Yeah. Well, a dress with smocking. Do you understand?
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I was thinking 18th century agricultural. With the 3 X's
The
across
hay
the
wain,
waist. Yeah.
No. So yeah, that was my. What was
That
your?
was your look,
Yeah.
lacy and
Well, no, as I
flowery.
got older, I developed my own style, and I had things like the reversible pink bomber jacket, which, if you can forget, it was bright, shocking pink on the outside, opal fruit stripy on the inside, and it was reversible.
Opal fruit stripy?
And then my sister bought the same one.
Oh, no.
That was my Vietnam. That was my personal Vietnam. That was the worst thing that had ever happened to me.
You weren't there, man. You don't know what it was like. Wow.
Good morning, opal fruit stripe! Is that what you said every morning? Gareth, I imagine you in a sort of Little Lord Fauntleroy blue velvet catsuit.
Well, I was blue, I did think was
I don't
my
mean as a
colour.
child. I'm just saying when I imagine you.
I'm a sucker for something a little bit quirky.
Oh.
So, like, when at school, really, you should just try and dress
Mother
as
Goose
much,
outfit?
as much like...
Just spent your whole life looking through gauze. Throat gauze.
Yeah, I was also in a fancy dress. Unfortunately, no. You should try and dress as much like everyone else at school as possible. And wax jackets were in.
Wax
Oh,
jacket.
barbers?
Yeah, sort of like, yeah. Well, we
Oh,
didn't have
they were
barbers where
in.
we lived.
No, but your parents had some lovely ones
Yeah,
that they decided to keep for themselves.
Oh, so they were actually in
yeah.
fashion?
No, everyone
Did
was
you live
wearing
in the
them
countryside?
in Leicestershire. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, sort of. Yeah, but everyone was wearing them. And I went to the wax jacket shop, and I got they had a blue one on offer. So everyone else was in green,
Yeah.
and I got a blue one. But also, they had a flat cap to match.
I'm
So
liking
I
them.
got
That's like one of those actor caps that you hate, Frank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when an actor doesn't want to be spotted. Yeah, and so I wore that ensemble, and
Ensemble.
Raymond Blanc.
I say ensemble is what you wore. So you were all in blue.
yeah.
And how long did you tote that outfit?
Well, I think the cap was removed from me by people on the bus the first day.
Oh, really?
Oh,
think,
it's a
and,
See,
shame.
I don't know how
They
poor
think-
we were, but I sort of wore clothes until they fell from me. Do you know what I mean? I absolutely wore them out till there was nothing. Till they were just fibres. I suppose all clothes are just fibres, ultimately. That's a thing to say to the deputy editor of InStyle magazine. What about that? So what about Nathan? How do you dress him? Do you dress him all trendy? and- Ethan. What about him?
Well, at the moment, he's going through.
God.
I took
Got
it.
the
No,
name-
it's
yeah, I got
okay,
the name
it's
wrong
okay.
on there.
No, to be fair,
I got the name wrong on the top. I know.
Laura's granddad.
Nathan
calls him
Detroit.
Nathan.
Does
so
he call him Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an easy mistake. He's going through his favourite game at the moment is to play Giants.
Is this the granddad still? No. Oh, okay.
Ethan.
Yeah.
And what that involves is wearing a hat, any hat, and then doing massive big giant steps.
Okay.
Goes giant, and then does massive big sort of slightly manic goose stepping.
Yeah, he says that, but he's not giant. Yeah.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's very tiny,
Yeah.
and he'll do it in like my mum's green beret.
Hold on.
Although that sounds like
Oh.
Beret, manic goose stepping. Keep him away from Poland. That's my advice. So,
I took him shoe shopping the other day, and Jared was our in Clark's you can get all. I shouldn't say but other shoes are available. That you get the baby's feet properly measured, so you can do widths and
width
length.
fitting?
Yeah.
Oh,
width
yeah.
fitting, that's what they
Yeah.
want.
Did you put it on that little gauge they used to have, and they pull like a tape
I remember
across?
that.
Yeah,
Frank.
yeah, that's
Oh, I
what
used to fall off
They still
that.
do that.
Very
That's it,
wide
yeah.
feet I've got, like Shrek.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have thought that actually before. Slightly webbed as well.
And it was quite difficult because Ethan wants to do everything himself now, so he didn't want the man
Oh
to do
God,
it.
he wanted to actually do the cobbling.
Yeah. Jared was our assistant, young
Oh.
Jared. He
Oh,
did
Jared.
his best to help. And Ethan wanted to we picked some shoes, some brown.
Not brown extra wides.
Yeah.
That's what you've got, Frank.
Oh no! A woman came up to me last night. I did Adrian Charles's TV show. It wasn't last night actually. It was Sunday, and a woman came up to me and said, "Are those the wide extra browns?" No, the brown extra wides. Actually, they were extra brown at the time.
Oh, she's a listener.
Yeah, she's listening. I always amazed that anyone listens to this.
I think they're lying.
I mean, I think this far into the Not the Weekend podcast, we could say anything because most people. It's like brief history of time. It's only the first 30 pages. The rest are blank because Hawking knew no one would get any further than that. Anyway, sorry. What shoes did you settle for?
Some brown kind of, and they've got Velcro and kind of an elasticated lace.
Belt and braces
Yeah.
approach. An elasticated it's got everything. So there's slip-ons, lace-ups and Velcro.
Yeah.
He's not coming out of those in a hurry.
No.
Well, that's the idea.
Stuck looks like a vice, wearing a vice.
Yeah, is it going to be like those ones that Richard Gere wore in, was it American Gigolo or something, when he's connected to the ceiling? Is that what it was called, American Gigolo?
Yeah.
Just the Gigolo... No, wrong film.
It's when he does a big workout scene, Gareth. It's like a really macho workout
Yeah,
scene.
do people do that anymore? His feet are connected
Yeah.
to the
Where he
ceiling.
hangs upside down. I think my brother had some of those things.
Not the fit brother.
No, the other one.
I'm not interested in his work.
He had them connected to the
Quite fit.
ceiling.
Well, you have a bar. You put a bar, and then they've got sort of ankle things, and then hooks, and you can hang upside down.
Yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily talking keep fit.
Is that?
Oh, God.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so Ethan put the shoes on, and of course we go, do you want to have a little walk around with them? Of course he walked like a giant. So
Oh, yeah.
this weird manic goose stepping.
Yeah.
And I had to be like, no, that's not his normal walk.
How did Jared take it?
Jared took it in his stride.
Did he take it in Ethan's stride? I always think it's a bit of a waste of time that when you put shoes on, you walk like 6 feet up and down the shop and go, yeah, that's a practical road run for wearing a pair of shoes.
You don't often see people going, oh no!
No, exactly.
You're doing the kind of shoes I'm trying on, honey.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they go, ah!
I know what,
Perfect, yeah,
I bought some trainers, some running shoes, and they took me outside the shop to run up and down the alley.
They didn't.
At the side, yeah.
Wow.
And I tried on about 4 pairs of shoes, and they say, oh, you lean slightly to the left. And I said, yeah, but I'm not buying shorts. I ran up and down, and they estimated what kind of shoe I needed. They really... I mean,
Wow,
wouldn't it be
that's very
great to do that?
trusting.
You know, if you road test a car, they should be able to do that. They should, one of the assistants should go for, say, a 3-mile walk with you.
I'm sorry, Frank. If I went to buy anything and a shop assistant went, just go down that alley there, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay. I was very trusting. I suppose. Yeah. I ran for about half a mile before he gave up.
You ran out into a Mark Almond gig. And then
I ran straight through a Mark Almond.
Yeah.
I didn't even sit down. I just ran through, looked at the stage and went, whoa! Kept going.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Working towards a mintier world with Trebor Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.